And welcome everyone back to another episode of Macro Crypto, where we talk about anything and everything involved in the crypto space. Today is reserved for the prince of crypto, Ethereum, as well as the other goons within the smart contract platform space itself, how those Ethereum killers are vying and jockeying for a little market share within the space itself against Ethereum. If you do enjoy this content, you know what to do. Give us a like, subscribe, head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club, and go ahead, give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description. Also, has to be said, none of this information is financial advice by any means, like ever, okay? We're here for pure entertainment purposes only, and I hope you are entertained. Let's dive in, everyone, to our content, looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin in a Heikin-Ashi candle view. Understanding right now, one Ether is valued at 0.06756 Bitcoin. The all-time high was just above 0.15 Bitcoin. Do we return to that all-time high? Well, we'll never see it again. Does the flippening happen where Ethereum is valued more than Bitcoin? Who knows? But we're here on a weekly basis. From now on, we will look at the smart contract platform news from the past week, as well as where the space is headed. And then that way you can also view how ETH is competing against Bitcoin for the market share for the whole crypto space. But Bitcoin is the king of crypto until proven otherwise. At least here you'll be able to follow suit with us. Right now, Ethereum is below the bull market support band in comparison to Bitcoin. So it's not looking good in the short term. But remember, we're here for a long time, not just the good times. Now, looking over at the smart contract platforms, basically understanding what this video is going to be going over on a weekly basis. We are not going to be biased. We are going to try to touch on different news within the space surrounding, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Terra Luna, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Polkadot, Polygon, even Tron. You'll see Chainlink is on there. Chainlink is more of a hybrid smart contract use on their platform itself because they're an oracle. So that's not going to be going on within this video. Chainlink is something separate, but they do use a hybrid smart contracts within their protocol. So they made the list on CoinGecko. But to understand, mainly we're going to be looking at Ethereum, Binance, Terra Luna, which is just going on a tear right now. And Solana, discussing, we've voiced our displeasure for both Binance, Solana, and Cardano in the past. Doesn't mean we're not going to cover information about them. But I do want to hit on that where we got Ethereum, Binance, Terra, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, and Polkadot. 7 of the top 11 cryptocurrencies are smart contract platforms within the CoinGecko ranking. And that's even more so if, you look at taking out the 2 stable coins that are up there, USDC and USD Tether. Taking out that, you got 7 of the top 9, Bitcoin and XRP rounding out the rest. Look, it's better to have your portfolio built around Bitcoin and choosing a smart contract platform, in my opinion, or you can have multiple plays within smart contract platforms, but Ethereum is far beyond everybody else. It's obvious right now, but do others get market shares as time goes along? We will see. And basically how that compares over time. They've been eating at Ethereum's market share probably for the past year. And does that continue into 2022? Well, we'll be able to see that on a weekly basis as we compare that through this video for the future. Basically hitting on why it's so important. Ethereum changed the game in regards to becoming a smart contract platform. It's the oil that runs the network. Solana, Binance Smart Chain, they're all proof of stakes. Currently, Ethereum is proof of work, but is vamping into a proof of stake. It's the new way to securely run the network at a more high-paced speed. Does lose a little bit of decentralization, but this factor for the type of network that these smart contract platforms need to be, proof of stake is the route to go. Every single one is moving to that type of network. So understand that basically Ethereum and all other of these smart contract platforms are basically oil that runs the network, because at the end of the day, it's the metaverse or the games or the NFTs or the DeFi that is the real use case for these platforms. And these assets like Ethereum, or Ether, I should say, is what runs it successfully, and owning that asset, that oil that runs the machine, is going to be a massive asset for the future that's not going to go away, in the opinion of Macro Crypto, of course, and myself. So It's just how we view it. Also want to touch on Ethereum's price chart from the middle of 2017 in comparison to Bitcoin, what it did from 2013 to 2019. It looks oddly similar, just in a very lengthening cycle view of Ethereum currently right now. Can it top out at 20,000 at some point? And I've talked about previously on this channel a lot of my views on where this market is trending, how this market or where this market ends up in comparison to my exit strategy. I'm viewing Ethereum because I feel like that's the closest thing I got to understanding where this market peak might be. And Ethereum, going against the charts of Bitcoin in previous years, if of course it doesn't follow it identically, but it gives you a very close comparison. And if we can get to that market peak of 20,000, which it looks like maybe in 6 months time, that might be our market peak. Not saying that's going to happen. I've discussed this previously in some of the podcasts that between me and my brother. I view this summer as being the peak, but hey, is that right or wrong? Well, only time will tell, and it's a guess at the end of the day. And I'm just giving an educated guess based off of data previously from Bitcoin. And since Ethereum's tracking very similar to Bitcoin ever since 2017 for Ethereum, this is just it's crazy. It's crazy similar how close these are in comparison. I just can't help myself but realize that this might give a real key factor on when the market top might be. And maybe it's later than the summer and Ethereum gets 20,000. I will use that as a key. But that's just me. So we'll keep a track on that every single Monday as well, so you can kind of see that in comparison. Looking at some of the top Ethereum killers that, of course, Binance, we're talking Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, Polkadot, amongst others right now. Right now, Solana, understanding I'm a big non-believer in Solana, but is Solana decentralizing more? Here's what the future holds for the Ethereum killer. Basically, they're bringing more nodes, allowing more people to decentralize the space. So currently it's super centralized, or that's how it always started out with. If it becomes more centralized as time moves along and they just used the centralization as a bootstrapping, which you might have to for the future. If you want to have any chance on competing with Ethereum and other smart contract platforms, you're going to have to bootstrap capital into your platform, because they already have first movers. So I don't put anything against Solana in that regard, but I do think it's more centralized, obviously. But if they have motives to make it more decentralized over time, I can have a different view on it. But currently, right now, as it stands, it's so centralized in my view that I dislike the platform for that aspect. Now, there's other things that have a lot of pros to it, but also if you're going to become a node or someone that wants to help the network run, you don't have the capital most likely to help Solana. Now, also, it's going to be more expensive over time to help Ethereum run as well. So it's, catch-22, but that's just my opinion on Solana. But they are trying to become more decentralized, and I do applaud them for that. Also, big news, Shaquille O'Neal, on Twitter, used to be Shaq.eth, made a little bit of a change, is now Shaq.sol. Ooh, you bring some big players over to a space, it's going to help. One doesn't do it for you. If celebrities, athletes start coming over in droves and the masses, obviously things can change as well. We're just giving you the news. Doesn't mean that it's really going to correlate with the price, but the NFT world will love it, especially with Shaq, because he is very involved with NFTs. So that's just kind of something news, bring a little bit of athlete and notoriety over to the Solana space itself. Also, it wouldn't be, a video if we didn't talk about the tear that Terra Luna is on currently. 75% gains in the month of February alone. That's because 2.57 billion tokens within the Terra Luna space itself has been burned, because from my understanding, we'll do a deep dive on Terra Luna specifically on another video, but their assets get burned, which then creates a deflationary token within the space, creates more value in the long run for Terra Luna holders. And how that progresses over time, does that keep just moving on up, especially within a bull market? Yeah, I could see that happening. But how that reacts within a bear market, I wonder. One can only wonder. So we'll keep a close eye on Terra Luna, of course, because they're in the top 10 and they're just on a crushing move right now. Also want to talk about Ukraine now accepting Polkadot, because the creator of Polkadot, Gavin Wood, basically given $5 million worth of Polkadot to the address. They basically put that address up on their Twitter page for people to fund. They were getting over 20 million through Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as Tether, ironically through the Tron network, I believe. So more probably chains and more wallet addresses for other blockchains as well to come for supporting Ukraine. So if you do want to support Ukraine with buying supplies for military purposes, probably food, transport, and all this stuff what we've talked about before, get your chance to go over to @Ukraine, and those wallet addresses have been confirmed that they are helping Ukrainians at this time against the invasion from Russia. If you do want to go check that out, we'll throw that link in the description below as well. Also, do want to talk about Polkadot. They did recently release their parachain auction slots that they are going to be for the rest of 2022 and into 2023. Do want to talk about these auction slots that they connect the Polkadot by leasing a slot on the relay chain for up to 96 weeks at a time, with the option to renew. Parachain slots are assigned by an on-chain auction, with auction winners locking up the bond in DOT for the duration of this lease. Auctions and crowd loans raise the bar for blockchain projects, incentivizing them to demonstrate their technology and gain community support prior to launch. So just understand that using those DOT tokens to lock up for things that you support over time, whoever gets that most support gets these parachain auction slots. And if they aren't used on the relay chain itself, then they can be kicked off, then not auto renewed. So it's kind of a unique thing, but I just wanted to bring up that these slots were scheduled just recently for the rest of 2022 and into 2023. Also, talking about a little bit of the DCA into our ETH, DOT, ADA, and all the other smart contract platforms. Currently, where we're sitting at is because of a massive push by Terra Luna. You got a nice increase of when you throw in an investment of $800. You're currently sitting at a profit of $335 at this time, outpacing everything right now. It'll be kind of interesting to see where this heads. Also, currently, Avalanche is doing well. Cosmos and Ethereum is in the green. Right now, Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano are in the red, along with Binance Smart Chain. That's with giving $100 per week into these smart contract platforms. That way you can kind of see that for yourself on how your money is being allocated and which asset over time is the best choice on this video. If you do enjoy this content, we're just asking, please like this video, help a fellow crypto maniac out, and give a like for this video. It's going to help the algorithm immensely. Till next time, everyone. Peace.